I hope I'm measured by the results. And those results are going to come in how people feel living in the city of Aurora, how the community feels.
First tonight, we're hearing from the likely new police chief of the Aurora Police Department. Good evening and thanks for joining us for Denver 7 News at 5 this Thursday. I'm Jason Grenauer.
And I'm Jessica Porter. Todd Chamberlain is the new pick by Aurora City Manager to lead Aurora Police after a tumultuous last several years for the department.
Denver 7's Danielle Kreuter asked the presumptive new chief the question everyone wants answered, how he plans to bring stability to that police force.
That skill set that I've honed in over 35 years of law enforcement, I can't wait, and I really have that desire to bring into the city of Aurora.
Todd Chamberlain, former commander of the Los Angeles Police Department turned California State University criminal justice lecturer, will likely be Aurora's next police chief.
I selected Todd because he has the right skill set to be successful here in Aurora. He's committed to engaging with the community, listening to their concerns, and collaborating to solve problems.
The Aurora Police Department has been a revolving door for police chiefs 4 in 5 years. And now city leaders are hoping 5th time's the charm.
Can you explain what you perceive to be the challenges of taking over a department that hasn't had steady leadership in so long, and what your strategy would be for that?
Thank you very much for that. And again, I don't think it's one-dimensional. I think there's many things that are going to have to occur when you think of what this department is going through and what they have been through. My plan for this and what I always will focus on is going to be 3 things: crime, the community, and risk mitigation, both internal and external.
Chamberlain says he's uniquely qualified to handle the rift between the Aurora community and the police department.
I have been in some of the most diverse communities in the United States. I have served in those communities. I have learned in those communities. I have partnership in those communities.
He says part of his community policing plan includes taking a hard look at use of force in the department.
There is no way you can say that you aren't going to have use of forces in law enforcement in any place or any city. It's not a matter of if or when they're going to happen, but it's how they happen. And how can we avoid it and how can we minimize it?
For the first time in the years-long search for a permanent chief, the city skipped the public input process before bringing Chamberlain here. They say it was an effort to get the right candidate quickly.
The charter lays out that I appoint and that council confirms, and so this is the process we're using.
That council vote is set for Monday. I'm Danielle Kreuter, Denver 7.
Going in depth, Aurora Interim Police Chief Heather Morris declined to pursue the chief position. If approved, Chamberlain will be the latest in a very long line of police chiefs to step into a department marred by controversy.
So here's some important context, starting with Aurora's previous chief. Art Acevedo took over as interim chief in December 2022 and faced calls to step down last summer over the deadly shooting of 14-year-old Jordell Richardson. Acevedo led the department for 13 months before leaving for a new job in Texas.
And before him, Vanessa Wilson was fired in April of 2022. That was over concerns about her management and department leadership. This just 2 years after stepping up as chief, and she's now suing the city of Aurora for wrongful termination.
Nick Metz, before her, retired in 2019. Metz was chief when 23-year-old Elijah McLean was killed during a violent arrest by his officers.
Dan Oates left in 2014 after leading APD through the Aurora Theater shooting. But in 2013, his department accidentally destroyed DNA tests linked to rape investigations. Oates took a position in Miami Beach, but came back to serve again briefly as interim chief when Wilson was fired.
Then lastly, Ricky Bennett stepping down in 2005 amid outcry regarding how his department handled the case of Brent Brents, a convicted child molester who went on to rape several women after a delay in issuing an arrest warrant.
Today, Denver 7 chief investigative reporter Tony Kovaleski spoke with former Aurora Police Chief Dan Oates, asking how the department and the city can move forward.
The cops are battered. Morale is low for obvious reasons, having to do with all the criticism directed at the organization and all the turmoil over the last couple of years and the problems with leadership transitions.
Is it safe to say this chapter is closed and the city can now really move forward?
Absolutely. I think they've got exactly the right person to move forward.
Tony is digging into APD's leadership changes and issues within the department tonight at 6.
And worth mentioning, Aurora's next chief will have to operate under a state consent decree overseen by an independent monitor, requiring the department to improve its policies and hiring standards.